Hello, hello. Hey, you guys. So if you are here live with me, please let me know that you can hear me and you can see me. So today we are talking about getting back on track after the holidays. Hey, Danielle. Hi, Margot. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for chiming in. Okay, so Danielle and Margot, you guys are here. So, hey, Shelv. So can you guys please tell me, and just be as honest as you're comfortable being, about how off or on track you feel, what that means, and your biggest struggle with getting back on track. And then hopefully I can address those things today. So, and if you've been here for a bit, I did this training last summer, but now I'm kind of updating it for the holidays and just updating it. So it is January 4th. And if you are anything like me, my husband, like my friends, most of my clients, like anyone, things are different over the holidays, right? The schedule is different. Your schedule might be different. Your partner's schedule is different. There's no school. There's no schedule, or the schedule is very different. So routines are different. Maybe you have company, maybe you're traveling, maybe you're visiting. There are probably things that you're eating and drinking that aren't normally around, or that you only have at this time of year. So things are different. So I just want to acknowledge that, first of all, that this is the time of year where like a couple weeks ago, where things are going to be different. So just give yourself a little, love and compassion for that, acknowledging that we're all in the same boat. Totally normal to do things differently. It would just be expected, right? So we're all there. And so here is how you get back from there. Now, if you're joining us on Thursday at this time, on Thursday, I'm talking all about goal setting in a non-New Year's resolution way. So still going to talk about goal setting, creating habits, and resolutions. Nothing wrong with resolutions. But on Thursday, we're going to talk about how to actually do it so that you may actually maintain it throughout the year, which is really the intention, right? Because most New Year's resolutions don't see it past week January 17th. So getting back on track after the holidays. So lots of us have big, ambitious goals. And if you have those and you're here listening, please tell me what those are, or how you have planned to turn this around today or this week, or how you may have planned to tackle January in the past, or how you may have tackled getting back on track in the past. So I'd love to hear all of that. So I'm going to go, actually, I'm going to read the comments first, because then things just might come out. Okay. So, okay. So I'm off track with my eating habits, especially consuming too much wine. Yep. And my sleeping habits are off too. Yeah, because we're not like getting up at normal times and whatnot. Okay. Someone saying, I'm medium on track. I've been off work for school winter break, feeling like tomorrow's gonna be a shock to the system after being cozy at home and out of the work routine for a couple of weeks. Yeah. Anyone else? Anything else? I'd love to hear. I'm just gonna paste the link in the event too, because apparently I was supposed to do that. And then again, if you're just joining us now, just say hi, let me know that you're here and that you can hear me. And avoiding screens an hour. Okay, so someone's saying for getting back on track, avoiding screens an hour, at least an hour before bed. And then someone else is saying absolutely everything is off track. Fitness, nutrition was crazy off. Alcohol was way up, super common, but has dropped back down again. Got it. Hi, Sue. Okay, so getting back on track, including my number one tip that keeps you from that thing that keeps you off the wagon. Okay, so I just want to begin by being honest with you. One of the hardest parts of my job is speaking to women, because I coach women, in the DMs, which are blowing up this week, of course, or new clients, and then hearing about all the things that they have done, that either haven't lasted or haven't worked. And so they keep feeling, I hear this all the time, I've fallen off track. I don't know how to get back on track. I wish, there's a lot of, I wish I could, I wish I used to, a lot of this language, right? So in the beginning, starting healthy habits might take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. And when you don't understand that, that can be discouraging, because that 1 step back, if we have perfectionist tendencies, which many of my clients do, and maybe you do too, then it feels like just failure. But it's actually completely normal. So anticipating those backward steps and having compassion for ourselves can make all the difference in the world. And you may have heard me talk about this before, but there's this 2013 study that I always reference that shows that women who are given fitness programs are 21.6% compliant. So out of the fitness program given, women actually adhere to it and do it about 21.6%. My client compliance fluctuates, but it's currently about 63%. It's actually usually about 63%, which is actually really high. And it always peaks the first week of September and like the second week of January. So it's coming. My clients are going to do all the workouts next week. So first of all, and we're going to talk about this more on Thursday, so I'm not going to get into it as much today, but create intentions, habits, goals that are so stupid easy that you can't possibly not miss them. It is when we create the enormous, dramatic goal and then cannot possibly maintain it that women fall off or feel that they've fallen off, and then feel like it's too high to climb back up, to get back up. So they just don't. So make it so achievable that there's no way you can possibly fail. And then have so much self-compassion for yourself when you do slip, because we're all human, we're all going to slip. Christmas is going to come every year. New Year's Eve is going to come every year. As long as you're alive, it's going to happen. So here are my top 5 tips for getting back on track. I'm just going to look in the comments. Hi, Danny. Okay, so someone's saying I bought my planner for the year and have started it again. That's super helpful. You guys know I live by my Google Calendar. Someone else is saying she recognizes that things need to change. She's on day 4 of drinking 2 liters of water a day. This is the first change and I feel motivated. And if you're a client of mine or you have been a client of mine, you know that's always where I start, right? Sleep and water, because those are things that you can achieve that make a huge difference in pretty much all areas of your life without having to do anything super dramatic. And then someone else is saying, downloaded a habit tracker and set up a few small habits to focus on. Oh, I like that. To bed early, drink the water, cook at least 3 times a week, enough for leftovers, and read for 30 minutes a day. Love it. I love it. So I want to come back to all those on Thursday too. Okay, so I love you guys are planning, you're creating these really achievable small habits. Love, love, love. So here are my 5 top tips for getting back on track if you do fall off, or let's just assume that we've all fallen off over the holidays. So number 1, I just mentioned, but ditch the negative self-talk. In my opinion, this is the number 1 thing that keeps women off track. Number 1 thing. So I'm just going to say it first, because we obey no one if not ourselves and our brains, right? So when I just said we all slip, everyone slips, it's totally human, it's totally normal. Not that you need my permission, but please just acknowledge that it's going to happen. So what are we going to do when it does? Well, what we usually do is we shit all over ourselves, right? I always do this. What do you say to yourself when you fall? I always do this. I should have done this differently. I know better. I should have known better. I'm better than this. This is not me. Or I can't do this. Like, why couldn't I do this? All this, like, as if we are the enemy of ourselves, right? Which is not going to get us anywhere towards any positive habit or goal, or like, why would you want to do something for that person who's saying that you just suck? So I also recognize that I'm not that person who's going to be like, just love yourself and like everything will be great. but you may have heard me talk about the thought ladder. So if you're saying, I am a garbage person, I can never work out for more than one day in a row, you're not going to be like, I'm Jillian Michaels, I work out 6 days a week, everything's great. But maybe you can start to tell yourself and believe, I'm doing my best. I'm trying. I am a person who works out twice a week. So something that feels achievable and isn't just like, your brain's just gonna be like, no, that's not real. That's number one. Ditch the negative self-talk. And even better, replace it with a little bit of a higher vibe thought. Y'all are talking about habit trackers. Love it. I love it. Okay. Number two, set yourself up for success tomorrow. So all these ladies here live watching this masterclass are doing that. They're drinking the water, they're writing stuff in their planners, they have the habit tracker, they're doing little things. So make your easy as possible. Fill up your water bottle and put it in your car, unless you live somewhere where it's below zero. Then maybe you can't do that. Make the coffee the night before. I do all these things. Lay out your clothes for your workout. Put your running shoes beside your bed. Set your alarm. I will even I will look at my workout and the stuff that I need for it. I will set it up down here the night before. And then, because you waste so much time choosing your clothes and getting out all this stuff, and then you don't have time to shower, like just don't do that to yourself. That's a whole self-sabotaging routine. We could talk about that another day. Set the alarms, set 2 alarms, go to bed earlier, tell everyone in your house what you're doing tomorrow. Currently right now, my in-laws are here, which is always a tricky one because then it's like, you want to get up and work out, but you don't want to wake anyone up. But so I'm doing like a workout barefoot. It's not going to make noise. And I'm going to tell everyone that it's happening. So I'm doing this. This is what's happening tomorrow. I'm not going to be available till 8:15 in the morning. This is where I'm going to be. Oh yeah, someone else saying prep lunch the night before. Yes, when I worked outside of the house, every night, no matter how tired I was, I made my lunch the night before, or when my daughter started daycare, because I do not want to do that in the morning. So current Anne always is grateful to previous Anne for the painful things that she does. And then mostly get your ass to bed. And then that leads us to number 3. And this is 2 quotes from James Clear, and I love this one. Just because it's not optimal doesn't mean it's not beneficial. You've got to let go of the perfectionism. You've got to let go of this arbitrary, oh my gosh, like whatever you should weigh or however many times a week that you should work out. I'm going to say this rule. If you saw it in a number and it was written or told to you as if it was not negotiable, I would always question that. I would always question that, because unless, I would still always question it. I would always question it, because I've had clients say to me, oh, so-and-so said my BMI should be this. So-and-so said I should weigh 120 pounds. So-and-so said I should only have this many carbs. Like, it just in general, nothing is one size fits all. And if you're getting a number from that, and especially if you heard it a long time ago, always question it. So, you know, it's never going to be perfect. Yeah, we should probably all sleep for 8 or 9 hours a night, but, you know, and work out for an hour, 5 days a week, that would be great. But it's not going to happen forever. It's just not sustainable. So let it go, or start to let it go, and self-compassion when you can. Still try. I don't even want to say push. Just let your best be your best. Acknowledge that you're doing your best. And then a client reminded me of this one, which is also a James Clear quote, which I think is a great tip for getting back on track. And it is never miss twice. So you're gonna miss once, never miss twice. So you're gonna miss one workout, never miss the next one. You might miss a meal, or you might, drink one day that you didn't want to. That's cool. Forgive yourself, and then just don't miss twice, because that is how you fall off. That is how you fall off the wagon and come to me in the DMs and say, you haven't worked out since 2017. That's how it happens, is by missing probably more than twice, but then being so empty of hope that you don't even come back to trying it. Okay. Number 4, put it on your calendar. If you're the type of person whom this works for, and I will say for most people it is, also, this is a whole other training, but honor like who you are and how you're wired. So if you are a free spirit who will just rebel when they see something on the calendar, know that about yourself and plan accordingly. I will say though, scheduling workouts works for probably 99% of people and clients who I've ever had. So, and even if you're like, oh, I don't like stuff on my calendar, I like free space, I like white space, great. Think of it this way. When you put something on the calendar, it's held within that space and it allows everything else to be free for you. So rather than thinking of it as filling up your calendar, which we don't need or want to do, think of it as like saving the rest of your time for whatever else you want to do, like containing, putting away your laundry, doing your workout, or meal planning to this time. So you're not spending your whole week thinking about it. So I'm going to say put it on your calendar, even if it's just like to contain it in a particular hour. And then number 5 is just show up. Just show up. If you haven't done anything for a week, a month, a year, go through steps 1 to 4, self-compassion first, and then just show up for yourself, even in the smallest way. I don't know how many clients have told me, like, I didn't do the whole workout, or I only did half my workout, or I did half my workout with my toddler hanging off of me. But they feel so proud of themselves for trying. And then it gives them the faith and confidence to try it again. You guys know how many times I only do my half of my workout? Like probably half the time, because I trust myself to do more when I have more time, or when I have more energy, or when I feel good. You got to have the self-trust that you're going to do it again, rather than just like throwing it out the window because it's not perfect. So I'm going to say falling off track or falling off the wagon is more common for those of us with perfectionist tendencies, who have perhaps too high of expectations for ourselves. So this is what the mindset piece has to do with it, guys, is working on those perfectionist tendencies, working on our thoughts, because these are our thoughts, how they create our actions. So this is what self-compassion and positive self-talk have to do with all of it. This is working on the thought, it's having compassion and self-trust for yourself. So to recap my tips, I want you to ditch the negative self-talk, set yourself up for success, never miss twice, put it on your calendar, and just show up.